Hello, this is Terry. This is my second video. Today I'm doing Terry's bait fish. Uh, I developed this pattern because I really like Fly Tyers Dungeons materials, and the Congo hair is really cheap, and this fly works really good. Um, so as far as the recipe goes, the hook is a Gamakatsu B10S 2/0. I'm using GSP thread. The body is made from Congo hair that you get from Fly Tyers Dungeon and Baitfish Olive and White. And Baitfish Olive. And also, the second portion is several colors in one. It's white, silver, silver tan, polar bear. The flash that I'll be using is Pearl Web, also from Fly Tyers Dungeon. And that's it. That's white. The Flashaboo is number 6998. The eyes are Hairline 3D 3/8 inch big fish eyes, super pearl, secured with Bond 527 cement. I'll also be using black, hot orange, and yellow markers. And for the head cement, I'll be using Clear Cure Goo Hydro and also Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails. So the first thing you want to do is put your Gamakatsu hook on your vise, preferably the Renzetti Vise. You can get them cheap at Platte River Fly Shop, WyomingFlyFishing.com. Links in the description. Once you get your hook on the vise, put a base of thread down, your GSP. GSP is slick, so you want to be firm with it. And then you're gonna start off with the white Congo hair. You wanted to start doing chunks about, I'd say about a quarter pencil or half pencil thick. You want to do those each time you do a section on the hook. I lived in Florida for quite a while, and this fly worked wonders for tarpon. You could tie this fly small, large. You can make it any kind of bait fish. You just change the colors up. You could cut it. You could get, when you do the haircut, you just cut it however you want to imitate any kind of bait fish. So, and the materials are cheap from Fly Tyers Dungeon. So this fly is it's a good one. So as you see, I'm cutting this. That's about how much you want for each one that you do. All right. Now turn your vise over 180 degrees. So you're gonna go top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, just like that. Now I'm gonna show you something that you're not supposed to do. Okay, look. Now you don't do that. Okay. No. See, I'll show you here in a minute. Hold on a sec. You see how I'm really tightening that. All right. When you put the hair on the hook, you want to have one section of the hair go on one side of the hook, and the other side of the hook is the other section, so it's even. You understand? Okay. Now that the white is done, we're going to start with the baitfish olive. The rest of the fly is this color. So find the middle, put it on the top of the hook, do a couple loose wraps, then tighten it down, keeping it at the top of the hook. Then tighten it down. All right, pull it back and go back on it, 4 or 5 times. I'm really giving it some pressure. I'm using a right bobbin, a Surmag. I love this bobbin. Now once you finish that, just flip your vise upside down and do the bottom. And then keep doing that over and over, and I'll let you know when to stop. Just do it with me. If you're tying this fly, just do it with me. Now, don't do that. Okay, look, don't do that. See, you want half of it to go on the right side of the hook and half of it to go on the other side so that it's even, okay? Now, if you happen to do that and tie it down already, okay, I'm going to show you a trick with my finger. Watch this. All right, now look. You see it's all on one side and it's all uneven. That's not good. Okay, but you can fix it. Well, what you have to do, well, I'll show you. Here, I'm gonna grab half of it and put it on the other side where it should be. And then all future ones, you want to make sure half of it's on one side and half of it's on the other. Then everything will be even. This hair is really nice. It handles well, as you can see here. You know, it's really good. It also fishes well too, and it's a lot cheaper than you know what. Now, don't forget to turn the vise around. You want to make sure everything's even. So as before, do a couple loose wraps and then tighten it down real tight. You want this fly to last over, so you can fish it over and over. See how there's one half on one side and one half on the back end of the hook. All right. See what I grabbed? Because this thread is thick, you see I grabbed it with my finger and then that's a little trick I do. Because I use GSP a lot. I like my flies to last. All right, we're getting there. Let's keep going. A few more here and we'll move on to the flash. I'm tying this particular one to imitate a bluegill because I'll be fishing it for largemouth bass here in southern Utah. Make sure you have real sharp Dr. Slick scissors. Check the description for where to get them. They're real sharp and they cut through this hair real nicely. Also, this Renzetti Vise, it sure makes tying this a lot easier. Be careful of that hook, it's sharp. There's that trick right there, you see? There we go. If you wanted, you could go almost all the way down to the end, to the eye of the hook to make this fly huge and beefy for tarpon. But I'm making a smaller bluegill imitation, so I'll be stopping here shortly. Make sure you crank down on those wraps. Alright. Now, this is the pearl web from Fly Tyer's Dungeon. It's real shiny. It's really shiny in the water, and the fish love it. So I'm gonna grab a good portion. You see, maybe a little, about the same as what we did with the hair, with the Congo hair. So cut it off there in the middle. All right. Now find the middle and tie it on the hook just like we did before with the Congo hair. Couple loose wraps and then tighten it down. Now you want this pearl web flash to go all the way around the hook, so there's flash elements all around the fly. So just move it around with your fingers, and it ain't got to be too pretty. Just, yeah, pull it back like that, and then crank it down. You want a lot of good wraps on this, so don't go nowhere. That should be enough. Now mix it all together. I use my fingers. I do have a comb, but this material is real easy to work with. See, with the brush, you just, yeah, be a little careful with the flash because it might break. Yes, this is all you really need to do. All right, the next element is the Flashaboo. The number is 6998. It's like purple and a whole bunch of other colors. Now you probably want to grab, we're gonna do both sides of the hook. We're gonna put them on the side of each side of the hook. So you probably want about 10 strands or so. I'm tying this for a bass, for a largemouth bass, so it can be flashy. Flashier the better for bass. So you want to do the flash, according to what type of fish you're after. You're gonna use. You're gonna catch with this fly. If you're tying a bait fish for a trout, you don't want to put too much flash. Crank it down. You want this fly to be durable and last. All right. Now flip it over and do the other side of the hook. Same deal, about 10 strands or so. Once you tie it down, pull it back and then do wraps over it to secure it. All right, mix it all together. All right, now we're gonna clean up the head of the fly. I'm gonna do a real nice taper here. At this point, if you could either color it with a Sharpie or put on different thread if you want. I'm just gonna keep it white because I don't think the bats care what color the head is. All right, just do a few half hitches, just like that. I like this tool here. Just 3, because we're gonna put some clear cure goo and Sally Hansen's on there, so that thread ain't going nowhere. All right, here's some hard as nails. I love this stuff. Coat all of the head all the way around. All right, now I'm gonna stroke the fly all the way back. I'm gonna take it out of the vise, and I'm gonna hold on to it. You'll see why here in a sec. Make sure you got all the strands. I'm also mixing all the hairs and flesh. All right, now to make this fly look a little bit more realistic, we're gonna put on some Bond 527 for the eyes. This stuff is really good. If I remember correctly, I think I learned this from Chris Helm, who does deer hair flies. And I've been doing it ever since for eyes. It really works good. So put a dab there and put on the eye. Just use your finger and just press down on it. Give it a second and then do the other side. Flip her over. Put a little dab right there. Same place as on the other side. Now here, an easy way to make sure they're even is to pinch them with your fingers. Pinch both of them with your thumb and index finger. Just like that. And then press down on it. Hard, yeah. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put on some Clear Cure Goo Hydro. You could use the thin version or even the thick if you prefer, but it's not really necessary with this fly. I just put on the Hydro. I really don't need to do Sally Hansen's for the final coat, but I like to anyway. When you put on this Hydro, you don't want to do the very bottom where the hook point is, because you want that area clear so you could be able to hook the fish. You want to be able to set the hook. You don't want the bottom part there to be hard, so it obstructs the hook set of the fish. So do everything but the very bottom of the fly. All the way around, back just a little bit past the eyes, all the way around except for the bottom. Oops. Yeah. Now put some on the tip, on the head, all the way around for added durability. This fly is going to last. Alright, now it's time for a haircut. I used the long Dr. Slick hair scissors. They work really good. Before we do the haircut, just take a brush and brush it out. Mix up the fibers a little bit. Make sure they're all straight. Get out the loose ones. Alright, I love these scissors. Oh my goodness. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier, this baitfish pattern could be you could imitate any kind of baitfish depending on what colors you use and how you do the haircut. So me, I want to imitate a bluegill, so I'm not going to make this fly massive because it's for largemouth bass. It could be, but it doesn't need to be. So I'm going to do like a V at the end here. You don't want to go crazy with the cuts because if you do, you may look at it when you're done and wonder where all the hair went. So you don't want to do too much. And don't cut yourself with these scissors. Yeah, see, that's a little too long, so I'm just gonna. If I was fishing this for tarpon or bigger fish, I'd leave it long like that. See, this fly has some girth to it. It's gonna have really nice motion in the water as well. All right, after you do the first rough cut, just mix it all together again with your brush. Get out the loose fibers. I like taking my first and second finger and making it and flattening it out like that. Or do it like that. One trick I like to do with Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails to keep the fly more flat on its sides is to just put some about half from the head, about halfway up out towards the fly, towards the back of the fly, about halfway. Not too much, just a little bit. It'll make the fly more flat in the water. You don't want to go too far though. Then make sure to do both sides. This also helps when you're doing the final trim of the fly, because all the hairs are more or less together. Now, just like that, flatten it out. Alright, I'm going to do a V here. Another thing you could do with this fly if you want it to have a tail or extra movement, is get some mono thread, tie it to the back of this hook, and bring it out, and then make a tail looking thing. And then it'll wiggle in the water. I don't bother with it because this has a pretty good movement, and when I use it, it catches fish, so I'm happy with it. That's why we tie flies, right, to catch fish, and this catches fish. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. Guys, don't forget to go check out Platte River Fly Shop. Their website is wyomingflyfishing.com. They're the major supplier in Wyoming of Sims, Patagonia, and all fly tying and fly fishing gear you'll ever need. Alright, it's time to put on some stripes. I do about 4. Now with the Sharpie, this hair is a little tricky, so you want to just do a bunch of dots. Like the old Hawaiians had their tattoos done, a whole bunch of dots. Dot, 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 dot. And just go down on a line. I found that works easiest. And I like this normal size Sharpie. If you use a bigger one that has like it's shaped like a whatever, it's just like a chisel, you don't want to use that big one because it makes the lines too wide. You could do 3, but I like doing 4. I mean, with bass, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna do 4. All right, once that's done, turn it around and do the same lines at the same area on the other side. Put a little circle there right behind the eye that like bluegills have, if you're doing a bluegill imitation. See, with the Sharpies, you could draw in there whatever kind of bait fish you're trying to imitate. Now pull back the hairs tight, so they're tight like that, and do a bunch of dots. See, it works good. Okay, once that's done, flatten out the fly. I'm going to do one final cut. But before that, we want to grab the yellow marker and put a few dots down here. The underside on each side of the fly. Just 10 or so dots. Then grab a yellow one and do the same. All right, now flatten it out just like this. Grab your Dr. Slick hair scissors. Make her nice and purty. All right. Don't forget to check out wyomingflyfishing.com for all your fly fishing, fly tying needs. They are the major sponsor of this video and channel. So make sure to give them a shout out. If you have any questions about how to tie this fly, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. I have just started doing these videos, so I would appreciate any subscriptions. I plan on doing 3 to 4 a week. Thanks for watching. Here's the finished fly. I hope you enjoy.